All right, so we have Mr. P.K.D. Nambiar joining us. He is known to be a BJP sympathizer. Let's take his views. Let's pick his brains on this. Mr. Nambiar, so Mr. Athawale is saying one-child policy will help development. But does India really need to do anything? Because from what I can see, our fertility rates have been dropping steadily over the decades from about 5.6, I think, sometimes in the 50s, to now about 2.2 or thereabouts. And it is very close to the replacement rate already. So do we really need to do anything at this point in time when things seem to be taking a certain direction on their own?
So, Rishi, firstly, I must tell you that there is no need to be panic at this particular point of time. That may be true as far as the number is concerned. The fertility rate is coming down. There is no doubt. But then there is another. We are already 135 or 140 crore people, which is already the country of our size should not be more than 80 to 85 crore people. So we are already an overpopulated country by any means. So you need to always think, understand that whenever we talk about a population control, today, despite we are the fifth largest economy in the world, we are becoming a superpower. Our infrastructures are getting bigger and bigger. But despite everything, a large number of our people you will be able to find them jobless. Our youth are not able to get the basic facilities for the job creation is a challenge. You will be able to find on the Delhi streets or in the Mumbai streets the people who are with begging bowl. A large number of our people still do not even have the basic accommodation or a housing.
If you see the picture in the states, I mean, some states seem to have already reached the replacement levels of population growth. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, some states in the northeast. These states, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, for instance, the South Indian states do better on human development parameters, like literacy. They're also more developed. Is that the solution to increase in population? Instead of the center intervening, you need to focus more on improving literacy, on ensuring development. That would automatically bring down the replacement, the fertility rates.
Well, the challenge is, when the challenges of these places which you said, like for an example, Kerala, is very different. The overall fertility rate and the growth has come down, and it is pretty much in the replacement the number. But the challenge of Kerala is the demographic change which is creating in the population. A section of the society, for an example, in the 1900s, if the Hindu population was 80% or an 85%, today it has come down to be only just a 50-52%. On the other side, Muslim population has from a 14% or something like that, it has now reached more than 26 to 30%. Don't go by the exact number; these are the indicative numbers. So, but on one side, the Hindu population and the Christian population has drastically coming down. Every child, since you have taken the name of the state as a Kerala, I'm just giving you the exact numbers. When 100 childs are taking birth in a place like Kerala, the 55% of the population, that is the Hindu population, it's only 40 kids.
Right,
on the other side, the 26 official number of 26. No, Rishi, you have to listen this. 26% of the population, that is the Muslim population, is producing 42 kids. So out of the 100 children which are taking birth in a place like Kerala, wherein 42 kids are coming from the 26% of the population. So the education, so I would say that in a place like Kerala or Tamil Nadu, irrespective of their religion, all of them are literate, educated, have been doing extremely well. But despite that particular fact, the problem is in some of these states are the demographic dividend, which demographic changes, which these population.
From whatever I can make out, there has been no big change in the proportion of population of different communities. I mean, Hindus are still the majority, but they still have big numbers. But if you see, the problem the high rates of population are seen in the Bimaru states like Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, states with relatively low literacy rates and are relatively backward. So that probably is the answer to the problem. If you focus on development, if you stress on higher literacy levels, the fertility rates automatically drop.
So I will tell you that there is a population control policy from the last so many years have been there in the 1950 onwards in this country. So in the predominantly most of our policies, except the emergency time of the Sanjay Gandhi's time, almost most of the time it was predominantly just to awareness program. Now what is happening is that there is a danger level which we have created. Despite this country is growing in a major way, despite almost every human index is slowly coming up, it is not anymore, we are not just anymore a Bimaru country, we are not anymore that a country of the third world, but still wise large number of people are, even during the COVID time, we all have experienced our health infrastructure, our job creation, everything is becoming inadequate to handle such a large population. So there is no way that we will be able to produce whatever, or we'll be able to give as much as the good governance or good facilities to all the citizens, unless and until our numbers, the overall numbers comes down. You also have to understand that we are predicting by 2050 or so, we will be having a population of almost 160 crore. In other words, we are today, as on today, we are 15% of the global population. So the problem is that there are every section of our society. I'm not being communal in this, but then I think every section of the society needs to come forward and accept. I'm not even talking about one family and one kid, but at least it should not become. But at least it should not become a practice for some religions, some community, to increase the number of their religious thought process or the people. Producing and more kids should not become a practice, which is the reality today, Rishi. That is, I can give you facts, since you talked about the Kerala, which is the most literate state in this country. I gave you the example. Now you come to the UP for an example. The amount of population growth which is taking place and the demographic change which is taking place. For an example, from Delhi, if you go till to the belt to the Nepal, to the side, one section of the society is increasing their population like anything. So we need to have a universal population policy, a control method, wherein the people who are abiding by that law, that is the reason I was always in praise for the law, the draft law which was presented by the UP government. So it is incentivizing the people like you and me who are controlling the population growth, because any government in the world, you have a minimum resources available that needs to be shared to everybody. If you want that, it should be available to everybody, that you need to have the number of people should come down. So incentivizing the people